Today on Sammy's Sessions.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Hey, I don't even know how I accepted it, but yeah.
Okay.
I just got hit with a random hug.
I got hit with a random hug too.
Okay.
All right. Oh. That's very nice of you.
It's not just hug. It's to request a hug from somebody else.
So you're just words of affirmation. I think you might also be physical touch.
I might be. I mean, I think we're all a little bit of everything, you know?
That's true.
Just don't crash.
You're talking to the best pilot in the city.
I'm scared of helicopters.
Don't be scared. I got you, Bo. It's my favorite spot in the whole city to do sessions.
It's so cloudy today. Look how foggy
It is cloudy. You can't see very far. Oh, wow. I wonder if it'll clear up while we're up here. And you see the clouds? That we're kind of in the clouds right now.
Yeah. We're in the clouds. We are one with the clouds.
Okay. So, Jade Akuma. Like I said, we're just going to go over some of the things that are kind of foundational to relationships and interactions with each other. And one of them, one of my favorite things to do is kind of go over the 5 love languages. You guys ever heard of them?
Nope.
I have.
Okay. Okay. So for Akuma, then the 5 love languages. It's actually a book. That was written. I can get you an author name. I forget her name right now, but and it also has like a whole series of quizzes and stuff like that. Basically, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of people started digging into what are the 5 ways that people expect and show love or care, right? We'll just use for care. You guys are early in your relationship, but you know, you get what I'm saying. It's the way you care for each other, the way that you show your affection, showing and receiving affection, okay? And they're called the 5 love languages. So I'm going to just read kind of a definition of what the 5 love languages are. And I will, and then for the first go round, I just want you to kind of listen to them and see like, oh, that's something, you know, whether it strikes you as something that you like to give or something you like to receive. I'll read through all of them with explanations. And then I'll circle back and I'll let you guys both go individually and see which ones you guys felt like strongest about showing and strongest about receiving. Okay, so got them. So the 5 love languages, right? We'll call them affection languages for this exercise. Are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts.
Welcome home.
Oh yeah. That being said, let me get off the radio.
Yep.
I never get tired of that.
I love this team. All right. I really do. Okay, so words of affirmation is the first one. And words of association are associated with verbal expressions of love, appreciation, and encouragement. Sometimes they are little notes that you may write to one another. It might be a text message, it might be a direct message, might be a Discordia. So they are words that are associated with verbal expressions of love and appreciation and encouragement. It might be yours, like it might be one that you like to receive if you like hearing I love you often, or if you thrive when you are encouraged by others. And then if it sounds like your partner, if they like to hear, you know, if they say and mean more of the I love yous and thank yous and the you matters to me and the I like you, or I like doing this for you, right? So if your partner likes to hear those things, that might be their love language. Quality time is the second love language, and that is giving another person your undivided attention. Okay, so like it's very important that it's kind of purposeful. It's you know, it's undivided. you go off comms, you go away, you're away from distractions and away from other people, and this is me and you time, right? This might be your love language or one of yours. And again, everyone can be all 5 love languages. I think to a certain degree we all are. But when you take the quiz, it helps you to rank kind of which ones are the more important ones to you. And so you guys can dig into that a little deeper if you want to in the future. But this is one that might be your love language if you make time for other people, if you feel disconnected when you don't spend enough time together, right? So you guys are both busy, and life is happening because it does, but you guys haven't had enough time to spend together. You might start to feel drained or depleted if you don't spend that time with someone. If quality time is one of your stronger love languages, this might be your partner if having a date night or turning off their phone is something that's important to them, right? Or like giving me time to them wanting time to just sit together and talk about your day, right? That might be something that you can identify in your partner if that's something they dig or that's something they like to do. Physical touch, right? And aside from, what we know to be physical touch, smacking them on the butt or sex or whatever, that intimacy, physical, it could be connection through, appropriate physical touch. So sometimes it could be sexual. Sometimes it might not be sexual, right? It might just be driving down the road and putting your hand on the back of his neck while he drives or while she drives, right? It's just little things like that. It's just kind of like let the person know that you're there. I do like physical touch. Matter of fact, Jade, now that you say it, because one of the things that I saw when I was a kid was I would see my mom just rest her hand on the headrest of my dad, and I was just like, man, that's just such a cool way to show someone that no matter if there's 4 kids in the back seat like bitching and moaning, like I'm here and I love you. Like I do dig that. So that is something that I like. And then you might be that type of person if you're, kind of a touchy-feely person. You feel most loved when you get a hug or where you are touched. So again, that's kind of in line with what we were saying earlier. I have, to request a hug on a hotkey. That's something that shows that it's important enough for me to make that dedication, right? To hug someone or to get a hug, right? And then your partner might be into physical touch if they like to hold hands or they like to be generous with affection or PDA, right? If they prioritize sex in the relationship, and it's very important to them, right? It's not just always the lust physical exchange. Sometimes sex is the most intimate way to show physical touch, right? And so that might be your partner or yourself if you're seeing those. 2 more love languages. One of them, next one is acts of service. I would say that I'm probably a big acts of service provider. I like doing things for people to take things off their plate or show them that I care about them. I get this from my grandfather. My grandfather was one of those ones that was like, he'd make my mom pull up and change her oil for her, right? Because that's the way he showed her that he loved her. That's one of the ways. But it is associated with selflessness, thoughtful acts that make a person's life easier, right? Like that example I just gave you. You might be that type of person if you're happy when someone helps out with a task that you have on your plate. Or action, you're kind of an action speaks louder than words person. You find yourself thinking that or saying that, you might be an acts of service person. And then, a person that likes to receive acts of service might be someone that likes meals made for them. Or, they take on the chore list. Like someone helps them take on the chore list. Like you guys got to go do armor runs, or you got to go, go to recycling to. They like doing it with people instead of by themselves, right? Some people are happier when they're by themselves and just going up to recycling and getting all the stuff and crafting them, and then some people are like, man, come with me, you know, like, and you can identify that when there's things that people like, the monotonous or mundane things they like doing with you more, you know, or with their partner more. The last one is receiving gifts. Receiving gifts, you know, it's kind of clear, right? It's getting things from somebody, but I think it's a little bit deeper when it comes to a love language. It's the tangible tokens of love and thoughtfulness that are received, right? Or given, right? Depending on if you're a giver or a receiver of that particular love language. And you might be one of those people if you pride yourself on giving thoughtful gifts. You know, it's, you know, I heard Akuma say that he didn't have a car yet and then you figured out how to get him a car and you know what I'm saying, and provide that might be. And if you are the type of person that likes hearing those little things and doing those things for a person, then you're a person that likes to that may prioritize giving gifts as a love language. And then if you're one of those people that's like, man, like he just heard me say that I was hungry, and next thing I know, I turned around and I had some garlic parm wings. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you might be a person that really likes to receive gifts as a love language. You might be a person that does it if you most appreciate meaningful gifts, right? And it might not just be throwing money at a situation. It's more, a lot of times it's more about the little things that may not even have a monetary significance, but more mean something that the person took their time to do them. See, this isn't so bad, right, Akuma?
Yeah. it's very calming.
Okay, good. Imagine doing yoga up here on this mountain, bro. We've done it a few times. It's very nice.
I feel like I would fall off.
No, it's you're more stable. Actually, Boogie fell off, and that shit was funny as hell. Anything when that little bastard gets hurt is funny to me, though. Little badass.
Yeah, Boogie's my little nephew.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Yeah.
I love and hate that kid at the same time. It's weird.
He's very loud.
He is very loud. He is. It was funny today. He put in the emails that, the city's becoming a shooter city. We need to focus on some of the storylines more. I'm like, what? You little badass. You're the one that shoots everybody. It's because of you. But literally up here, you can see the city, the water, the mountains, everything. Just why I love this spot.
I mean, I can see the sky. I can see the water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it used to be Roblox for me. You know what I mean?
That's that arena RP shit.
yeah.
But you been having fun in the city though, man?
Yeah, I've been in the city more than arena lately.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's good. How you liking EMS?
You know, I get to help people, not kill them.
Well, yeah, that's different, right?
Way different.
Has anybody anybody recognize you? Like, been like, wait a second, who? Do you have a cousin or some shit?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. I noticed. Yeah, I think people will as you're in the city more. I know that people recognize Jade because she sounds just like Rose. So everybody's like, wait, who is this? You know. I think it's good though, man. It's good to have the different souls, right? Because then people are like, oh, he's not just in it for the arena RP. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more. It's some, you know, there is some storyline stuff. Like this is actually going to be a really good session too, because I did this with another couple earlier today. But what I've been doing is I've been just kind of taking the body cam footage and editing it, sending it to my boy who edits it, and he's super rad. It's actually Dr. Kyle. And so I've been putting Sammy sessions on YouTube. My little brother sent me a message the other day that he had listened to one of my sessions. Matter of fact, it was with Boogie. And we were up here on this mountain, and the topic, we were going over some stuff. And I'll be honest, like there were moments in it that reminded me a lot of my childhood. And I was kind of talking about that. And I never would have expected my actual brother, like like sent me a text the next day. He said, I just finished listening to the Sammy sessions or that you were with Boogie up on the mountain. He goes, it actually brought me to tears, you know. And I was like, no shit, like, but yeah. So I mean, I'm really digging doing these a lot. Okay, so let's get back to it. The last one about so we're still on receiving gifts, and the kind of last thing that you can kind of hear if your partner likes the surprise of getting a gift, you know, outside of a special occasion, right? Like getting gifts when you're prompted for a special occasion is one thing. It's Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day Eve. It's the day after Valentine's Day. It's 6 months from Valentine's Day. Oh no, whatever, all the Hallmark bullshit. But it's better. It's the person that likes to gets the things outside of those dates, outside of the things that are prompted by, you know, a money-making card industry, that are just like a just because gift or whatever. And so I want to now that we've kind of had some sort of like, you know, we have kind of the framework of what the 5 love languages are and what it is to receive and what it is to give those. And feel free if you need me to kind of jog your memory as to what it means for that particular love language. I can do that. But I'm interested to hear you guys go back and forth and kind of say, you know, if I say words of affirmation, like, is that something that you prioritize in a relationship, or not? You know, and saying that you don't prioritize it doesn't mean that you don't like it. It just means it's not on the top of your bucket list or top of like your foundational needs or wants for your partner. So that's the first one. So words of affirmation. Jade, what do you think that words of affirmation are high on your list of love words of love language things? Or,
I would say definitely good to hear, and it does like it makes you feel wanted.
Okay.
In a way, because it's like they're kind of reassuring you. It's like that reassurance, you know what I mean? Like, I want you, or the I love yous, or I like you, or things like that. It's definitely amazing to hear. But I wouldn't say that it's going to be like the top priority on my list.
Okay. What about you, Akuma?
I'll put like number 2 or number 3.
Okay. So second or third in the list of priority. Okay, cool. Good to know. And then you guys can totally do that. Rank it out of 5.
Okay.
Quality time. Words of affirmation.
I'll put that at 3.
3. Okay. So right there, both of those are they're important to both of you, but kind of right in the middle of the road, right? Not your favorite thing, which is totally fine. Like I said, I think we're all kind of a combination of all 5 in some form or fashion. Quality time. What about that? Spending time together.
So whenever you explain more in depth of each one, you know how I told you that mine would probably be, what did I say mine was going to be? I said that my highest one was probably, what did I say at the hospital, Sammy?
I don't remember because I wanted to start fresh with this anyway.
This is true. I thought I was something else, and I could have sworn I was. But nope, I think quality time is actually my number 1.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? Knowing you, I would probably agree with that because you get the happiest when that person flies in and come, you know what I'm saying, and comes to hang out with you. So
the biggest thing, like you said, though, is like just getting rid of all those distractions and just all focus on that person, and that would be me. So
and quality time can be that. Sometimes what I've realized about me and quality time, because I enjoy quality time as well, it might just be sitting with a person. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be doing my things, they might be doing their thing, but just being close in proximity sometimes makes me feel good. What about you, Akuma?
Even this, like right now, like
this is quality time. I agree. Radio's off.
Maybe like number 2.
Number 2 as well. Okay, so it's up there as well. I love that. Okay, so physical touch. Where do y'all think physical touch kind of ranks for you? Number 1. Okay.
Oh.
Quick answer.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the hugs and cuddles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? I just heard her running there giggling that you walked out. She walked out, and you just turned and hugged her. And so, what about you for where would you rate physical touch?
What's the last two? Gifts
Acts of
and-
service and receiving gifts.
I'll say physical touch number 2 then.
Okay. Cool. So up there as well. So important to both of you guys. So just to kind of clarify though, Akuma, is it giving physical touch that you enjoy? Because I mean, both of them. There's 2 lanes, right, to the street. Giving and receiving, are they both really important to you at number 1?
Both of
You
them.
said both. Okay. So giving and receiving are your number 1. I love that. I love the clarity. I actually love Jade that you are realizing that even based on what you thought the definitions were, that there might be a little bit more clarity behind hearing them explained. I love that. So acts of service and receiving gifts are the last 2. So acts of service, how does that rank for you 2?
Number 4.
What's that one again?
Acts of service is like a thoughtful act to make a person's life easier. So if Jade was like, I gotta go get, Mike, I was late to work and I crashed and I'm out of gas, and you go take her keys, and get her car gas full and get her car repaired or something without her asking or something like that. Yeah, and then that's doing that or receiving that. So where would you rank that as?
Or like, hey, I'm dying over here. I'm about to die on the far left side, and then getting shot at.
Oh, yeah.
Prioritize your movement,
And then you
go
rotate
up,
that direction.
Or would you
Yeah.
continue forward where you're going? Hypothetically.
Yeah. I mean that is an example of acts of service.
if that was you, I would rotate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, to be honest, I actually don't know where to put that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I think that they all can be on our list, but fleshing out some of the priority ones are kind of the exercise anyway. So if some of them fall into the I like doing that, but
Actually,
they're
I
just
have to tie
not.
that in with 3.
Yeah, because there's positives
I'm
and
gonna have
negatives
3 and 3
about it.
because
Sure.
I think I like receiving it. I don't not really sure about giving, but
Oh,
definitely
interesting.
receiving.
Interesting. That's really self-aware of you to know as well. But again, if you hear him say, if let's just say his acts of service was his number 1, and yours wasn't that, you're not that good at giving it per se, you may want to start to prioritize that for him, and that's part of the exercise, and the value of the exercise is hearing it. And it seems like, you both like the acts of service, you both like, being priority, having things taken off of each other's plate, but you may or may not need to quite work on it, right? So Jade, you're the biggest thing. Well, before I kind of summarize, the last one is receiving gifts, and how does that kind of rank up to you guys?
I mean, my last number is 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's on the list, right? And here's the thing. Again, they're all love. It's not like this is not the 5 fuck off languages. This is the 5 love languages. They're all good. So it may not be quite a priority, but a person may just, you guys seem like as a potential couple, as 2 that like the things that are not quite monetary, that are time based and thoughtfulness based, like making the commitment to be together and hang out. That's a quality time, element.
That's my number 1.
Physical touch came up a lot with you 2, and making sure that you guys are being thoughtful with the way that you guys interact. And those are going to, not that, getting a free car or getting a, 20 armor isn't something that like, oh, babe, that's sweet, but it just may not be quite at the top of the list. It might not be.
It still happens, but
totally.
it doesn't kind of energize that love.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It happens, but I mean, obviously we'll be thankful for it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be like a love language where it's like if he were to do that, or if I were to do that, it's like, oh my gosh, like I love you so much more. You're so sweet.
Sure.
Like, it's just kind of
Part of the relationship, not a priority in the relationship. Absolutely. And I think that it's good to know what those look like for you guys, and And you guys, between physical touch and quality time, you guys both rank those very high. And so, you know, making, and like I said, I think that knowing what our partners' love language are, knowing what, I mean, here's the thing. I have a kid, and I like to know what her love language is. Like, how does she like to be loved, you know? How does she, you know, like to be, you know, communicated with? Like, what are the things that make her know that dad's looking out for her, you know? So it can be, you can use this tool in any relationship, but for you guys, it was for you know, what could be a foundation. So moving forward, I think you guys, you know, you've both kind of heard what things you like to feel and what things you like to give. And so you guys can appreciate each other when you can identify that you're getting that gift or getting that love language from that person. And you can also appreciate how to give that love language better. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to sit with you guys and kind of go over this with you. And is it something that you think is going to...
Time to figure out yours, Sammy.
Mine?
All right. When you're in a relationship,
All right.
you feel most love when your partner, A, I guess, A, directly tells you how much they care about you.
Mm-hmm.
B, physically holds you close.
Mm-hmm.
C, goes out of their way to do things for you.
Mm-hmm.
D, surprises you with thoughtful gifts that take a lot of time or effort.
Mm-hmm.
Or E, wants to spend a lot of time with you.
I think that would be, them telling me that it would be, yeah, verbalizing it.
Telling you that they care about you?
Mm-hmm.
It's little things that make relationships so wonderful to be in.
Mm-hmm.
For you, the sweetest ones are little gestures, like when they pick you up from work or make you breakfast in the morning. B, little kisses on the forehead or bear hugs from behind. C, little presents they give you for no reason other than that they felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
D, little good morning and good night and I love you texts. E, little shared moments around the house, like brushing your teeth at the same time or falling asleep on the couch together.
The second one, the hug from behind. I love that.
Which of these aspects of a relationship could you most not live without? Frequent communication and responsiveness from my partner via text and email, or kissing and cuddling?
I cannot, communication. That symbolizes care to me. Communication is care.
I agree, 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Which would you find more romantic? Waking up to find your partner has made you a special breakfast, or making a special breakfast together?
Together, probably.
Yes, that's 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Which first date gesture would most make you feel like the date went really well? A, they tell you they really, really like you, or they kiss you?
The kiss.
The best friendships are the ones where A, you talk all the time, make plans, and come through and just generally your day-to-day lives together, or you might not talk all the time, but they always go out of their way to help you when you need it.
First one. Just
Which
flip
of
the
these
script on me,
would
chat.
which of these would more strike you as a red flag in a relationship? A, they didn't get you anything for your birthday, or they haven't kissed you or held your hand in a while.
Probably haven't kissed me or held my hand in a while.
Which of these would make you feel most connected to someone? Saying I love you to each other, or spending every weekend together?
Spending the weekend together.
Which small act makes you feel more loved? When they make you coffee in the morning, or when they kiss you goodbye before leaving for work?
Kiss goodbye.
Which matters more to you in a relationship? They always let you pick the restaurant or movie, or they always pay for the restaurant or movie?
Neither one of those are really high on my list, to be honest. I don't really give a shit about... I mean, I like to pay, but I'd probably say pick it, maybe? If I had to decide on one of them.
Gotcha. All right. Which would bother you more? Which would bother you more in a relationship? Someone who hardly ever tells you how they feel about you, or someone who is never willing to make sacrifices for you?
Someone that never tells me how they feel.
Agreed. Which would make you feel more special? Receiving a long handwritten card from your partner about everything they love about you, or being taken out to a beautiful, luxurious restaurant and they foot the bill, even though they're not exactly rich.
I like the fact that there's a sacrifice in the second one, but definitely the first one.
Your love language, your highest priority is quality time. Your love style is quality time. Quality time is the time two people spend together really enjoying each other's company. Quality time people really value partners who make plans regularly, show up, and just want to spend tons of time hanging out with them. Whether it's a fancy date night or chilling on the couch, talking until dawn, or receiving such thoughtful communication. Aww.
I'm not even gonna lie, I picked the same one as you did, Dr. Sammy.
Yeah.
Each one was the same.
Oh, really? The same one? That's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah, so quality time is higher. So that's funny because even taking and there's a ton of the love language quizzes you can take. And there's paid ones and whatever that you can do too, right? That are really in depth, scientific and everything. But it's interesting, right? Because you probably would have said physical touch was your top one, but quality time might be your top one too. So I would, they may be kind of interchangeable with your number one. So,
True.
I would always say, conversations like this always help relationships. Just kind of checking in around stuff like this always helps because you never know. Someone might be in I would say trauma and hard time, right? Depression is one that I know that I deal with a lot. When depending on if I'm in a manic or a depressed mood or state, some of those things may change. So
You've seen me in my freak out moments, my down moments.
Yeah, exactly. And all these quizzes are going to be kind of different. The answers to the quizzes might be different situationally, but we kind of have an understanding of where we are at our base, right? Where we're kind of our baseline, and then those are going to be important ways to support someone through hard times. But then also they may shift from season to season. So when the going gets good, I might be like, physical touch, like, like banging all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Sorry, but you know what I'm saying? But I might just need to be held when I'm having a hard time. You know what I'm saying? So those are all things. They're just, nothing's ever really concrete. It's always just good ways to check in with each other and then also with yourself. So. What a great session.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Well,
Find
let's
out more about Akuma.
This
exactly.
sunset.
I know, and it's beautiful. Remember how cloudy it was? You know what? Yo, if that's not a metaphor for coming up here a little hazy and then leaving a little more clear, oh man, I did that shit on purpose. Wait for it. Yo, I love that. All right, come on. If that wasn't the cutest ending to the video, I don't know what is.